Hello, hello, Heather Anderson here, and I'm an instructional designer with Epic Charter Schools, and I want to help you navigate Schoology that houses EpicEd. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a here's where you click kind of video on how to navigate Schoology, because I know the first day of school was probably super overwhelming if you're in a new curriculum, and I want to give you a little bit of help. So I am in the 6th grade ELA course, but all of the EpicEd courses have the same layout. So except for littles, and I am going to make a different video for the little bitties because Schoology does have a button system for them instead of this layout, just to be clear there. Okay, so these are for your 3rd grade on up. And so I want to show this off. Here we go. To the left, we have some buttons that you can click. And so we have materials. If you ever get lost in the curriculum, which can happen, right? You're in a folder and all of a sudden you clicked off and oh my goodness, I'm lost, right? It happens to me, a designer, right? So I can always click on materials over at the left. If I click this little drop down arrow right here, I can also click into whatever folder I need to click into. So that is materials off to the left. Now over here, I have the updates button. Sometimes your teachers might utilize this to make announcements. So if something big is coming up, they have a field trip or a project, etc., they can use that updates button to give quick announcements. All right, then we have the grades button right here. I'm going to click in that and show you what that looks like. This is going to be your best friend button right there. It shows you the grades for your child. And so if I scroll down a little bit, it can show me exactly what grade my child got on what assignments. And if it has this little dash, if you will, it means that either that assignment hasn't been graded yet, or it means that your child has not submitted that assignment yet. All right, so all of the assignments are listed there for you. Okay, so if I go over here, I do want to mention that if I click into one of these assignments, so I'm going to click into this one right here, it will show me the assignment and the submission that I made or that your child made. All right, so I am now going to go into the mastery button right here. Everything below the mastery button is going to be different applications like Sora, which is our library, our online library. If you ever need to check out a book for, say, the Independent Reading Project, there's where you will go to Sora. You can also get to it by through Clever. All right, so I am going to go to the mastery button. Again, everything below that you really won't need, but here's the mastery button. And from here, I get a breakdown of the standards that my child is learning. So here we have this number right here, and this is students will categorize facts, da 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 da. And this is how my student is doing with that. And so over here, if they have interacted with an assignment that is tagged with that standard, it will show up with either green, yellow, or red. And so red means, hey, they might need some remediation on that standard. So with this test student, it looks like they need a refresher on semicolons. With this one, introduce precise claims, it looks like they're doing pretty well. So that is a really great snapshot of how they're doing on each standard. As a parent, I really would like to know how my child is doing on standards, how they're doing in different topics. So I really like that tab. Okay, so now I am going to show you how to kind of navigate the course. So I am going to go into this little button right here. It says 6th grade ELA. Yours will not say template. It will just say 6th grade ELA. Okay, so from here, I have a couple things that I want to note. Number one, this little student progress button is so great. I'm going to click it. And then it's going to pop up and show me what percentage I have done in different folders. So in the getting started folder, 83%. I'm almost done with that. In the lesson 1 folder, 91%, almost done. So I can also click into these folders and see what I have done and what I need to do. So it will give me these little green check marks, and it will say in progress when I have not completed that yet. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a minute. But that is so great to have that student progress button right there. Off to the right, I have upcoming. Your teacher is in charge of putting in due dates for your child. Right now, they will probably, all the assignments will default to the last day of school. So just be prepared that your teacher may be plugging in some due dates to customize when they are due for your individual child's needs. Remember, the pacing for this curriculum is all up to you and your child and their individual needs. What I love about this curriculum is that your teacher can exempt your child from certain assignments if they're really struggling, and they can replace them with their own assignments. They can plug in remediation. If your child reads at a fast-paced speed, I love that, they can add in some enrichment assignments for them to really get them that good challenge. So that's what I love about this curriculum, that it's entirely customizable. Okay, so a little bit of navigation here. Every folder is roughly 1 week's worth of work. And in each folder, I also have daily practice just to strengthen those skills. Some other, like first grade, second grade, fifth grade, they might have it broken down by daily standards as well. All right, but just know that every folder is roughly 1 week's worth of work. But again, you set the pacing. Okay, so if I notice in this little gray folder, the Getting Started folder, this folder is going to be all about how to submit assignments and all about, okay, what do I do with Google Slides and Docs and da-da-da. It gives you the supply list and all that jazz. Now, if I click into this folder, I'm going to notice some things. Some assignments say must view, some assignments say must submit. And so once you do that thing, you view it or you submit it, it will turn green and have a check mark. And so you'll see it says submitted. Okay. And again, you have that student progress button right there that tells you what you've done in that folder and what you have not done. So I'm going to notice that I can click into next here and check it out. So it automatically takes me to the first thing in this folder, which is the syllabus. It just gives you intro information. Now, what if I'm like, okay, I'm already lost. Oh my goodness, what's going on? I can always go over to the top level right here. It always gives you kind of a map to show you where you are. So if I go next and then, oh, okay, I'm going to go next. And next and next and next, and you get it. It's always going to give me this little map on where I am. So if I'm lost and I need to go back to the main thing where I can see all the folders, I can click into this link right here, 2022, 2023, 6th grade, and it's going to take me to that list of folders. I'm going to hit previous and show something real quick. This is really great for your kiddos that need that auditory, that listening thing. So here's the thing. It has Immersive Reader. And so any text on the page, it can read it to them. And so I'm going to click on Immersive Reader and show this off a little bit. So I can click play.
This semester, you will choose a book to read independently. This should be a book that...
Yeah. So it will read to your students if it's on the page. Now, this only works for if it's typed on the page. If it's in a presentation or a PDF, like a short story, it will not read it to them. But I and the other designers have worked our fannies off to include audio narration of our voices reading things to students if they need that. Okay, so back over here, I'm going to go over to, again, our little map here and go back to our main course. And so here is, again, our navigation. It has banners for every unit. So I'm going to go into lesson 1 and show this off. So what you can expect from this is a planner for every week. This is an optional planner. I know 6th through 8th, ELA especially. And by the way, this is only for 6th through 8th with the planner. These kiddos are branching out. They're not quite leaving the nest, but they're branching out, and they're going to hopefully become more independent. And so that means keeping track of to-do lists and their own calendar and all the things. And so I created these planners so that they could have a place to keep all of their lists and their notes. Again, this is optional. They don't have to use it, but it's there if they need it. They also have a checklist right here. This gives them what they have due when. not when, but what they have due this week. And so they can drag these little check marks down to the bottom. And then for 6th through 8th ELA especially, I gave a little, oh gosh, my face. Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. But I gave a little video to introduce what they're learning throughout the week. Yeah, just get that a little teacher face-to-face time. Okay, and so in that lesson 1 folder, I'm going to go back, see the map here right there. So I can click into this lesson 1 folder and it will show all the stuff in this folder. I'm going to go to the daily practice folder. Again, this is all about solidifying those ELA skills. Again, not every EpicEd has this daily practice folder. Sometimes it's embedded in the curriculum, but I like to separate that out to give students something to do every day of the week. So I have this Mug Monday. It's about grammar, usage, and mechanics. And I have heard from some parents that this was a little hard to see because the text was a little small. So I will be working on fixing that. I apologize if that was a little frustrating for you, but I will be working my fanny off to alleviate that for you. So Mug Monday, mechanics, usage, and grammar. Some of these things are Google applications. Now you do not have to attach your Google Drive to Schoology. If you were in EpicEd last year, you had to attach your Google stuff to Schoology. You don't necessarily have to do that this year. However, be sure that you are logged in with your Epic Gmail. That's going to alleviate a lot of problems for you. So I'm going to click on this guy's bouncing head here. And it's going to force a copy of a Google Drawings. Some things in the curriculum will ask you to make a copy of certain things. This is going to make a copy in your Google Drive, and I'm going to show you how to get there. No worries. So I'm going to make a copy. And again, some people were saying that the text of this was a little small. So again, I'm going to work on fixing this. But reminder, if this is frustrating for you, your teacher can always sub in a different assignment. Okay. So there is a video. If I click right on this thing that says video, it pops up with a video on how to do this. But this right here is just a grammar and mechanics thing where they circle certain things. You can always print this out if you would like. Or you could have your student just write down what is wrong and share it with their teacher whenever they meet one-on-one. There are many options. Don't make it frustrating for yourself. Just do what works for you. All right. It's all about the content and not the process. All right. So going back to our mug or our daily practice folder. I have Talk About It Tuesday, Word Work Wednesday. I'm going to go to Word Work Wednesday and show something for you. So Word Work Wednesday is a vocabulary practice. Now, here's the thing. I love this because I was able to embed videos and students can draw on this. So they draw a little comics. I love kiddos who are artistic. I wish I could see these drawings as a designer. I really want to. This right here, you're going to need to scroll all the way down to the bottom. For some reason, Schoology created this weird gap and I couldn't get rid of it. And I do apologize for that. But it's okay because you're going to figure it out. You have to scroll all the way down to the bottom and it will give you a box that says Start Attempt. All right. So down at the bottom, after you create your amazing drawing, and I know it's going to be awesome, you scroll all the way down and click Start Attempt. Okay, and it's just going to give you a couple questions about the word of the week. All right, so that's the daily practice. Now, I'm going to notice something right at the top. Again, it gives me my map. Okay, so I'm in Word Work Wednesday. It's in the daily practice folder, and it's in lesson 1. So I'm going to scroll and look. It's in lesson 1. So this is a map for you that tells you exactly where you are in the curriculum. So if I needed to go back to lesson 1, there it is right there. If I wanted to go back to where everything is listed out, I'm going to click right here. So always look for that map right there. Okay, so basically that's the navigation. Again, you can hit that next button. I'm going to show that off one more time. So if I go into lesson 1 folder and I click on over here, next, you can keep clicking that next button, next button, next button to get to the next thing and the previous thing. You can absolutely do that. Again, I told you I was going to show you, what if you click into a Google something and all of a sudden you click off of it? Yikes. I've done this before so many times. And you're like, I don't know where to find that Google thing. So here's the thing. It will be in your child's Google Drive. I'm going to show you how to get there. So all you got to do is go to the Google. Okay. That's what my grandmother calls it. The Google. I love it. And so off to the right, you will notice if your child is signed in with their Epic Gmail account, which if they're in Schoology, they definitely should be. So I have this thing called the waffle. I like to call it the waffle. I think it's actually officially called the waffle. But anyways, you go click on the waffle and you click Drive. Now, y'all, please don't judge my drive. I know I need folders to organize all this. I know I do, okay? And I know you probably do too, so I'm gonna deal with it. But here's the thing. This is where it will be. All right. Now, with your teacher, you may want to adopt, like I need to, a folder system. So you may want to go over here to the left and click New and then New Folder. And then you may want to name it something like 6th grade ELA. And you may want to slap a date on that, like 2022, 2023. And you know what? That way, by the end of their senior year, you're going to have a whole drive full of all their old assignments, and you're going to look back and gush about it, like I will with my kiddo. Oh, I know, it goes by so fast. Okay, so that's just a quick way to find your Google stuff in your Google Drive. Again, go to that waffle and check out your Google Drive. Okay, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to jump in and ask your teacher. Your teacher will hopefully, if they don't know the answer, come and talk to me, come and talk to one of the instructional designers. You are not alone. You're not on your own island. You have people, you have a support system. I know the first week of school is always wonky and you're probably overwhelmed trying to figure out all these buttons and all this clicking and but it's okay because you're going to figure it out. We are here for you and I am here for you and you have got this, parents. You have got this. I hope you have a wonderful year and yes, go team.